What's up, everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here with an unboxing of the newest Android smartphone in Verizon's lineup. This is the sequel to the widely popular original Droid. This is, of course, the Droid 2. So I'm very excited to take a look at this. I was a big fan of the original Droid. It sort of ushered in the Android era on Verizon, and they've really embraced the operating system ever since. Let's go ahead and dig in. Of course, we'll use the obligatory big old knife to dig in. This is the review unit sent from the folks at Verizon. We'll hack into the FedEx pack per usual. Push that off to the side. We'll go over all the specs and such as well. So here we have the Droid 2. Alright, so the box here looks very similar to the original Droid. It's got the number 2 right there. It's a apart Droid 2 Verizon Google by Motorola. I'll go over all the specs as we get further into the phone. But here's a little bit more about it. Adobe Flash Player included, so it's full flash support. DLNA, which is quite nice for watching some of your content on other devices. A little bit more about it, hearing aid capable. What's in the box, but we will see all that in just a minute. And on the back, another picture. So let's talk about specs real quickly. First, this is going to run you $199.99 after rebates in a 2-year contract on Verizon. It is running the most current build of Android, Android 2.2, with Motorola's revamped and very useful, actually, Moto Blur. I've done a full overview of what this looks like when we first took a look at the Droid X. 3.7-inch WVGA touchscreen. We'll talk about that when we get to the phone, which is right here. So we're talking about that WVGA touchscreen, which means it's got a resolution of 480 by 854 and capable of 16 million colors. So let's take a look at the device. Before we go look at the accessories, usually I do that in reverse. So it's a very familiar streamlined Droid form factor. You can definitely tell if this is part of the Droid family. So you've got the Moto Blur of icons, you've got a menu icon, home button in the back, and a search. Really nice screen. It's got a very nice feel to it. Go ahead and slide out because it does have a full QWERTY keyboard, a revised QWERTY keyboard. One of the things that I really didn't like about the initial Droid was the keyboard, particularly the D-pad, seemed to take up a lot of unnecessary space. And Motorola has fixed that. There are now some arrow keys here instead of a D-pad, and you get a bit more flush keyboard. You take a look at the side. There's not all that much room. We'll take a look at the keyboard, though, when we do a review of it. But on first blush, it does appear to be relatively useful. On the back, we have a 5-megapixel camera, and this phone is powered by a T-Mobile TI OMAP processor clocked at 1 gigahertz, so it can really keep up with the Snapdragons of the world. There is 8 gigabytes of onboard storage, as well as an 8 gigabyte micro SD card. We'll see in a minute. And the battery should be about 1,400 milliamp hours. So take a look at what else we got on the side. There is the charging micro USB port. For typical Droid looking form factor on the back, the speaker grill, the battery that slides off. You have a dual LED flash. On the right hand side, volume up and down, dedicated camera button. Top, we've got power and lock, 3.5mm headset jack. Bottom, we've got microphone. Let's go ahead and see what else we're going to get in the box when you go ahead and pick up your Droid 2. Pull up the plastic. We have the charger, which we've pretty common. We've seen quite a bit. Plugs into the wall. Here's your USB cord. Looks like this one's probably already been reviewed. Nothing else in the box other than some paperwork, which means the battery must already be in here. Let's go ahead and take a look. Looks like the battery door has also been improved from the initial Droid. One of the complaints people had was that the battery door would slide out. This one you really got it. Looks like you have to give it a bit of a push to get it to slide out. Go ahead and take a look at the battery. Make sure it is indeed 1,400 milliamp hours, and I am not a liar. There's the 8 gigabyte card. You can see it already installed right there. This is 3.7 volts and 1,400 milliamp hours. So I did tell you the truth. Go ahead and slide this back on, or at least attempt to. And this has been a first look at the Droid 2. Again, stay tuned to the channel for a ton of coverage on the Droid 2. We'll be putting it through its paces and comparing it with some of the competition. Go ahead and slide that right back into place. And really, you have to give it a nice push, which is quite nice over the initial Droid. There we go, got it in place. Let's take a look at how this is going to compare to some of the stablemates in the Verizon lineup in the Android family, as you consider which Verizon Android phone is best for you. So here we've got the much larger Droid X, considered the big brother to the little brother of the Droid 2, both made by Motorola, running the Blur operating system, or the Blur skin rather, on the Android operating system. You can see the size difference here between the two. For having a full slide-out keyboard, the Droid 2 is actually very thin. Here we have the Droid Incredible. You can see these two side by side, probably two you may be considering. The Incredible is a very thin phone, and I'm actually surprised at how thin the Droid 2 looks by comparison. And let's bring in the iPhone 4 here and see what this looks like as you decide perhaps which one might be best for you. And you can see them both right there. I should mention it does have support for Verizon's mobile hotspot. You connect up to, I believe, 5 devices using Verizon's EVDO web-based service, which is quite fast. So stay tuned to the channel for a full overview of the operating system and some more hardware looks and a ton of other Droid 2 coverage. I'm John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.